Happy first day of spring, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Karlie Paige. I'm coming to you from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. This is where I talk about all of my projects I'm working on. Most of the time it is knitting, but there are some other crafts sprinkled in there as well. Today will be your regular knitting podcast episode. I have one finished object to share with you all, a couple of WIPS, and then some acquisitions. So let's get into it. Okay, we will start with the first finished object. Now, I shared these with you all last episode, and they were about 90% complete, but here are the DK Weight Vanilla Socks by the Crazy Sock Lady. And this was all using scrap yarn, so I've got one sock with the body, or the foot part in this variegated yarn, and then the toe and cuff in this bluey green, and then the other sock is reverse. I can straighten them out here. So just a really fun pair of scrappy DK weight socks. Followed the pattern pretty much exactly, maybe just shorten the cuff a bit. Yeah, there's not really much to say about just these basic vanilla socks, but I'm super happy with them. I am now hooked on sock knitting, as these are my second pair now. And yeah, gotta put that guy back in. But yeah, I'm just dying to knit up more. I love knitting DK weight socks. They obviously just like fly by. They're so fast. But yeah, what a great little project to have in between big projects and big garments and things like that. So really pleased with these. We'll be making a whole lot more. I just kind of am waiting for more scraps to come along that'll be suitable for socks. And yeah, then I'll start making them up. I do have some acquisitions that could be made into socks, and we'll get there later. But anyway, oh, and one more thing. I always forget to mention what I'm wearing, but I'm wearing my Sophie shawl today. This is knit up with Serdar's Snuggly DK yarn, I believe, and it's in the color Tawny. Yeah. And I'm wearing it with this floral thrifted shirt that I thought would be suitable for the first day of spring. And I hope you all are having a good first day of spring out there today. Here in Calgary, it's all blue sky, not too many clouds out there, so I'm excited for a sunny day to open up the windows, get some fresh air in here, and just hear the snow and ice melt. It's gonna be a good day, I think. Okay, let's get into some WIPs. I'll start with the oldest one. This is the Ripple Crop Top by Jessie Maed. I showed this to you last video, but I only had about this much done. It is worked bottom up. So I have completed quite a bit. And it looks hilarious as it's ribbed, so it looks so tiny, but I promise it fits. I've tried it on, and I can put up a little picture video up here of what it looks so far. What it looks like so far. Here it is. I'm really loving how this green looks. It's pretty true on camera to what it is in real life. So here's the back panel. And this whole garment is knit 3x3 rib. I'm knitting this using, it's DK 100% Pima cotton, the Ultra Pima Cascade yarns in the color 3868 if you're interested in it. And this is my favorite cotton yarn that I've ever worked with, because it's just like, it's so silky and it feels amazing. Also, it is pretty heavy, this cotton yarn, I would say, like heavier than most in my experience. But what I like about it is it's just like, it doesn't like the threads in the you know, don't separate that much. And maybe it's because I'm using the really pointy like Chigu tips needles, but I find it to be like really, really lovely yarn to work with, and I'll definitely buy it again. Yeah, so I'm doing size medium. Originally I started with size extra small when I was doing it in a pink version, which I had completely frogged and ripped out. Let me just see if I can sit up here. So, I mean, when it's stretched out, you can kind of get a feel of what it will look like. Okay. Oh, there we go. So there's some really pretty decreasing with the ribbing and the neckline. And I basically just have to knit about this much more of the back panel until I can kind of separate, or sorry, join the shoulders. And then I can really try it on to see what it's gonna look like. When I did try it on before, just kind of holding pieces up, I was already in love with it so much just as a tank top, and this pattern does have you pick up stitches for sleeves. So I don't know what to do. If I should, well, I'll join for the shoulders first, try it on and see if I like it just like that. I might just have a tank top, or if I should join in some sleeves. I don't know. It's tricky because if I have sleeves, then it's kind of more a year-round garment. If it's just a tank top, it's obviously more spring and summer. But I don't know, I just found it was really flattering as a tank top. So I don't know. I have no idea what I should do. I guess I could always pick up for sleeves later if I wanted to, and just kind of wear it as a tank top for a while and see. But I'm also thinking I should just do what I originally intended, because I did love the look of the finished pattern with the sleeves on it. So maybe I should just do that, and then if I want to in the future, I can make another one that's a tank top version. I don't know, you guys. It was a pretty quick knit, so it wouldn't be too much to just make a tank top version, because this was pretty much done in a week. I mean, except for this part that was done last week, that when I showed you. So it's pretty quick, and that's not, you know, monogamous knitting on this only. So it wouldn't take too much to knit up another one. I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll pick up for sleeves on this and then knit a second one. And I bought the correct amount of yarn for sleeves and everything. So yeah, I think I'll do that. Thanks for talking that out with me. So hopefully, I hope to have this done this week. That is my goal. So next week I can hopefully show you a finished object and maybe be wearing it. And yeah, because it would just be nice to get another thing off my needles, as I have a lot of spring plans that I just want to have ready to wear for spring. I don't want it to be midsummer still knitting these things that I desperately want to wear. So I'm really trying to knit fast and get these projects done, even though I do believe in like enjoying the process and not rushing knitting and all of that. And that's mainly why I do knit. But as of now, I am kind of trying to push myself a little more to knit faster, or just kind of have a more thought out plan and scheduled sessions of knitting, I guess, and like goals, so I can have these items to wear at the appropriate time. All right, enough of that. I will show you the next WIP that I have. It's the only other WIP. Well, no, I have other WIPs, but the only one to really show you all. And that is my Rib Lace Raglan by James & Watts. So I spoke about this briefly before, that I wanted to make this with this beautiful ancient art yarn. Wait, what's it called? Yeah, Ancient Arts yarn. They're dyed in Calgary. This is the heavy fingering weight yarn, and the colors Where the Caribou Go, Nunavut, and Northwest Territories. So I caked it all up, and just look at the different colors in this. It is so, so gorgeous. Like, maybe you can kind of see it now, but this is like a really soft pink. There's some yellows, there's obviously blue, and some like soft greens and browns. It's just probably one of my favorite yarns I've ever worked with. I'm obsessed with it. I'm already wanting to make more garments with this fingering weight. I'm looking up fingering weight yarn patterns, and I also want to make another rib lace raglan already with this yarn, even though I've just started and casted on this one. So let me show you what I've got here. These are on a small circumference needle, so it's kind of hard to tell. It's bunching up at the bottom, but here, let's get this tidy up. Here it is so far. So this is, you cast on for the neck. This is like a classic raglan style with the shaping. It's got a rolled hem. I believe it stays as a rolled hem. I haven't really read any further. But where all of my stitch markers are here, that is the raglan increases for the sleeves. So let me just fan it out so you can see the detailing there with the lace. And then on the other side too. And I'm very much captivated by this project because I'm fascinated just by how it's all coming together with the raglan and the lace. This is only my third lace project, I think, and I haven't done that many raglans either. So to see a raglan and a lace come together like that, it just seems like, how do designers figure this stuff out? It is just mind-blowing to me. And yeah, there you go. You can see the two. It's just so cool. And I'm also, the other reason why I'm just like really obsessed with this project at the moment is just because of to see how this yarn is knitting up. And I get so excited when I get like little dark green pieces like that, or you can even see like the peachy color there. It's just, I don't know, it's so gorgeous. This is one thing that I think it'll look good. This is one project that I'm just beyond excited to have done and wear. And look at those pink colors there. So this not only is like a massively like satisfying process knit for me, I'm enjoying every moment of it. It's also going to be like a huge, I'm just so excited to have it done and wear it. But I know like I don't want to rush it because it is so enjoyable to knit. Although I must say, I casted this thing on like 6 times and had to rip it back. I don't know what was wrong with me that day. I mean, actually I do know what was wrong. I just shouldn't have casted anything on that day. I had like, you know, any day you have no sleep the night before, probably not a good idea to cast on and try and interpret like a new pattern. And like this was my first James and Watts pattern, so didn't really quite know what I was getting into, and for some reason it just took me ages to understand the lace along and the way it was like written in the pattern, and the lace along with the increases for the raglan. It just like was not clicking in my brain whatsoever. So I just I would do a few rows, and then every time I'd be like, my stitches were way off. I had no idea what was going on. So yeah, I had to rip back a few times. And also a modification I did is I did 2 rows of garter before getting into the lace work of this pattern, and just doing 2 rows without any increases. And then I went into the raglan and the increases. I find that with a lot of lace work, I hate casting on and diving straight into the lace. It just doesn't work for me. And like when I showed the lily top, that orange lacy top I was wearing a couple episodes ago, I did the same thing for that too. I found it a lot easier to work off of just like a piece that's already been worked on for 2 rows with regular garter, then right off of the like cast on from the needle. So that's what I did here. I found it, I tried not to, and then once I was on like my 7th try, I was like, okay, just do what works for you. And yeah, you can't really even tell when it's like gonna be stretched out and worn, I don't think. So I've done I think I have about 20-ish more rows of the raglan increases, and then I'll be finished the yoke, and then I can start with like the body and separate for sleeves and all that, which I'm so excited about. I started this Thursday. Yeah, I started Thursday. It is Monday, March 20th today. So I hope by maybe by like Wednesday, I'll hope to have the yoke done. And by next episode, I should be working on the body and have the sleeves separated and all that. So yeah, there should be a good amount done for next time. I can't tell you how obsessed I am with this. It's the yarn, it's the pattern, it's literally everything that's making me want to work on this 24/7. Like, I stopped working on my ripple crop top for a while just to kind of get this, and what else can I say? I'm obsessed with it. This yarn is amazing, and I recently found out just last night that Ancient Arts Yarn has their dye studio / shop here in Calgary, and I had no idea. So I'm gonna be heading over there pretty soon, I think, even though again I shouldn't buy any more because I just got a couple skeins on Saturday from other places. But in the next once I'm done a couple of projects and I've used up a few skeins, I'll probably head on over there to check it all out. My local store that's really close to me, they carry a few of their colorways, but definitely not a whole lot in what their store would carry. So I'll be heading over there, and I can probably get a few more different colorways in this same base of their heavy fingering weight, and before going, I'll kind of plan out what patterns that I want to make, what garments I want to make for fingering weight, and so I know exactly what to buy and all that. But yeah, this is my favorite thing ever at the moment. I can't stop, and we'll see what it's like next week. Okay, on to acquisitions. I have some really fun, exciting acquisitions to show you all, along with some plans with them. We'll start with the oldest one. Actually, no, we'll start with one that's not here yet. I ordered some pure silk knitting for olive yarn, which in the colorway powder. I got, I don't know how many I got, but anyways, I got it to knit the Farfa top by the Knit Purl Girl, and I am so excited for that because this is exactly the top that I want in my wardrobe in this nice neutral yarn. And it's funny because I was just talking about last episode how I'm like envious of everyone knitting in these neutral colors, and I get so bored with it, and I was like, I can never do that. And then like the next day I think I go and buy this neutral yarn, but it was something that I feel like is really missing from my wardrobe at the moment. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to deal with it if I get bored with no color changing in there, but that's okay. I think the finished project will be absolutely gorgeous. It's got those sleeves that bell out. I want to make, there's 2 options for this top. You can do like 1 row of increasing to make it fly out, and then I think it's more dramatic that way, but a shorter sleeve, or you can do a 2nd row of increasing, and then it kind of makes it more of like a longer bell sleeve that's a little less dramatic, but just longer and flowier. And so that's the option I'm going to go for. And this top, I think obviously it's going to look so beautiful on its own, just like tucked in kind of to high-waisted pants or shorts, skirts, whatever. But I also have a few like romper, jumper, overall-ish style pieces that would look so good over top of this off-white top. And oh my god, I cannot wait to pair it. I think I wanted to knit this top just so I have it to wear underneath these rompers. Oh my god, it's gonna be so cute. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. It says it's going to arrive here on Thursday, so I should have it for next episode, and maybe I can cast on this weekend the Farfa top, because I've been dying to. It is so cute. I haven't seen I saw the project pictures, but I haven't seen any of the podcasts that I watch. I haven't seen anybody who's knit it yet. And maybe they have in the past, but I haven't seen the episode. So I'm curious to see what it'll look like once I'm done and how it moves and all of that. Yeah, so that's one project that I'm beyond excited for. Okay, next one. So my boyfriend was recently in Japan and he got me some yarn there. It is from Amimono Spin. I think that's how you say it. So here it is. It was a shop in Shibuya in Tokyo. And I believe this is lace weight. I'm not positive, but the weight of the yarn does kind of like vary throughout it. There's blues, pinks, greens, yellows, basically all colors. They're all very pastel. And I got 4 of these. So I'm very excited about this. Again, I don't really know what weight it is. Everything's in Japanese, and I went online, everything on their store, and everything was in Japanese there too. So I'm not sure what the fiber content of this is, what the weight of it is, how much, like I'm not positive. So I think I'm going to try and make the Ghost Whisper top by Park Williams. I thought that this could be a really fun way to use this yarn. I think I'll have enough of it. I think the weight of it will be fine, and it'll just be a really like light and airy top. I don't believe this stuff it would be very warm, so I think it'd be a perfect summer top. It'll obviously be like quite see-through, but just like with a cute bralette underneath is what I'm picturing. And yeah, I'm also finish your thought before you start a new sentence. That's what I need to work on. Anyway, I started looking for patterns yesterday for some like lace weight yarn, and I came across the Ghost Whisper, and then I became beyond excited to use this yarn because for a while I just didn't know what to do with this. Once a pattern was in mind, now I immediately I want to cast this on right now, and I might today. But I also don't want to go and start too many WIPs and have too many things on my needles, because I just kind of fixed that problem, and it's hard to get things done for me when there's too many things on the needles. So yeah, I don't know, but I don't have too much self-control, so I might cast on today. Okay, 2 more skeins of yarn that I'm so excited to show. I went to Putting Yarns in Calgary this past weekend. It was my first time going there. If you're in the area, it's like just off 17th Ave. And I came across 2 skeins of yarn that I've been eyeing up. One I can never find in Calgary ever, or if I do, they have just a couple and it's never the colorway I want. The other I saw online the other day, and I just thought the colors were gorgeous, so I'll start with this one. We've got the Rowan Sock. It is superwash wool, and this is the color, I don't know what the color is. Let's see. I'm not really sure. But anyways, it's, as you can see, it's like a gradient color changing yarn. It's got like the gorgeous, I love orange and this purple together. I think it's really pretty, and it's got some cool like blues and stuff, some peaches. I'm really into peach right now and how it like transitions over to this plummy. Oh my god. So I don't know what to make with this, because obviously I could make socks. I do have well, this Handmade Life recently came out with that ribbed sock, which is gorgeous, so I was thinking that. But also, like, I am one of the few that haven't knit a ranunculus yet, so maybe I could do that, and it could be like a cool gradient color. I have no idea what to do. Well, no, I do have an idea. It's between those two things. But if anyone else has any other ideas that could work well with 100 grams of this Rowan sock, yeah, let me know. So it's, yeah, as of now, it'll either be a sock or possibly a ranunculus. Or it could either, no, yeah, it'll be one of those two. Those are the two things that I have in mind at the moment. But yeah, I remember seeing this online and seeing it, the knit swatch, and it was just so pretty how it subtly went into the other colors. I'm kind of leaning towards a ranunculus for this, like a short sleeve version. I think could be really pretty. Anyways, let me know what you think. Okay, now this yarn, you guys, I've mentioned this on my 2023 knitting plans. It was the Hedgehog Fibers Iris colorway. I didn't realize it was Hedgehog Fibers when I first saw it because of this label. I know now they've got like that mirror-like shiny square. So I was like looking at it, I'm like, man, that looks really close to the Iris colorway that I've been wanting from Hedgehog Fibers forever, but I didn't even look at it again because I was like, it's not Hedgehog Fibers. Then I looked back and it's Hedgehog Fibers. It must be an old logo of theirs. But look how pretty this is. I'm obsessed with like speckled and variegated yarn. It's so cool to see how it knits up, and look at these like dark browns. So in my 2023 knitting plans video, I really wanted this yarn to make a Musselburgh hat. I thought it would look really cute with the different speckles. So I feel like I should do that and knit that up. But also, I thought I believe it's called the Outline Tank by Jessie Maed. I thought that this would look really cute in it too. So I'm torn, like what... I should probably go with what I originally intended this to be, because I've been thinking about this in a hat for so long. And I think I just had like the tank top on my mind because it's springtime and I'm looking forward to that. And hat is obviously more winter, but you know, where I live, I can wear a hat a lot of the time in the evenings and mornings still for a long time into spring. So it wouldn't totally have to be like put away until fall if I did want to make a Musselburgh right away. I don't know, this is just one of these dream skeins of yarn for me. I've been looking at the Iris colorway online at Hedgehog Fibers for so long. And yeah, this is the, oh yeah, the skinny singles. So I've got 100 grams here, and it's the 100% merino wool. I'm really excited about this. And these two, like, when I was buying it, it makes me so happy, all these colors. It's so pretty. So, yeah. Those are my acquisitions. I've got a lot of things that I'm excited to work on and to knit. I feel like I've just been a knitting machine lately. and it feels really good. I love it. It keeps me sane, it keeps my hands busy, and it just gets me really excited to get up every day and to work on these things. As far as other projects go, I haven't really been working too much on anything else at the moment. I do have some sewing I need to complete. The stacker jacket by Paper Cut Patterns. I have completed maybe 30% of that jacket, and I just have to, everything's cut out. I've got like pockets in and all of that. I've got to I have to seam the shoulders and the sides together, and then I attach the arms. And then like I've made this jacket before, and then after that it kind of just flies by. And then, you know, you put in your lining, and it's a really, once you get to a certain point, it's a pretty quick project. So I do have to get that done soon. My goal is in the next 2 weeks, and saying things on here, putting out to the world, publishing it online seems to keep me accountable. So I'm gonna put it out there. In 2 weeks, I would love to have that jacket done. Yeah, so I gotta get on that. Even if I work on it 20-30 minutes a day, like during the weekdays, I think that'll get me in a really good spot to finishing in the next 2 weeks. So that's one thing I'll be working on. Another thing, I showed you all last video, those tea towels that I had been dyeing. I have a lot more dried flowers that I need to blend up and kind of put in their own little glass jar. And so I can have my own little like dye cabinet of all of my natural dried flower dyes in powder form. I have a bunch of amaranth leaves that are like a dark purple, and they dye really well, so I need to blend those up. I have some hollyhocks that I need to blend up. I have some gladiolus, and I've got lilies and more marigolds. So all of those I'm going to be grinding up into powder form and putting into their own separate like milk-like jar, and that will be ready for dyeing. I have some mordant on the way that's coming from the UK, and so I'll be able to treat all of the fabric, fibers, yarn, whatever, so that it can be ready for natural dyeing. I am trying to source out some undyed yarn that is reasonable but also local. I'd love to stick with some local wool and local spun, processed, whatever yarn to Alberta. So I'm trying to source that out so I can start dyeing and doing some fun speckled natural dye yarn. And yeah, so I'm very excited about that. I'm just waiting on the mordant to come, and then I also, while I wait until I find some yarn that's local to me, I have a ton of fabric that is like 100% cotton, that were bed sheets or tablecloths, things like that. That's 100% unbleached cotton. So I have a ton of things that I can dye in the meantime and kind of play around with all that natural dye until the yarn comes in. And I'm looking forward to that, because any of that stuff I'll probably turn into making tops for myself. Specifically, I had a 2023 sewing plans video, and I want to get started on that shortly, and it'd be fun to sew up some of those things with some hand-dyed fabric all from my mom's flower farm. So yeah, what else? I haven't done stained glass in a while. I haven't showed any stained glass on this channel yet. But as the weather gets warmer, I am looking forward to maybe having a session out in this little shop at my grandfather's place. My boyfriend and I go and do stained glass there. We have all of our equipment and tools out there and all of our glass. It's really handy. We don't have to transport anything back and forth anymore. We kind of just keep it there. while we're here talking about it, I'll show you one of my pieces. Actually, I'll show two because I just found two. This is a little like origami crane that I made last year. I chose black patina and I love it. This stays on my window. It's a really simple, easy stained glass project. It's all straight cut, so it's nothing too difficult. I love this glass because it's got it looks smoky kind of, and you can see bits of like reddish in there. It's really, really gorgeous. And then this is my first ever stained glass piece, and we did a workshop, my partner and I. I love this one. I did black patina for this too. All the colors just kind of like scream me. They're nice and soft. I love this. I love everything. I really love white glass. White glass is a bit harder though because it's usually thicker. So it's pretty difficult to cut and get clean edges, but we do have a grinder, so just trying to see if I have any others. I'll go and get one more to show you while we're on the topic. Okay, this is my all-time favorite piece. I made this last year, and it is my Monstera leaf. I did this in a copper patina. Unfortunately, I put little like rings on them. Unfortunately, this one fell off of the window, like the little suction cup thing wasn't that strong, and it landed and like on here, and it cracked the glass, but it's still intact, it's still fine. But this piece I am like so proud of. I don't hang it from the window anymore. It kind of just like sits up on this little table that I have against a plant, but this thing is just my favorite thing in the world. So yeah, I want to do some stained glass soon on a day that I feel good and energetic, and a day that is warm out, so we can go out and have the doors open maybe and have a nice little session. And I want to make a bunch more of these. I want to make them in different colors as well, but I really love the green and the two white that I chose for this. So maybe one of these days I can take you along and kind of show what that looks like if any of you are interested. Or I can just kind of keep it at the end of a video for some bonus footage and see if anyone's interested in it. But yeah, I think that's all for today. Thank you all for watching and for stopping by. If you liked it, please consider liking or subscribing if you haven't already. I hope everyone has a beautiful first day of spring. We made it through winter if you're here in the Northern Hemisphere, and longer, brighter days are ahead, and some warmer weather and some flowy outfits, and you don't have to feel suffocated anymore by our heavy jackets. So yay, the light is at the end of the tunnel. All right, thank you all. I'll see you all next time. Bye.